Hey team, welcome back to the cottage. Browncoat here. This time round we're having a look at SnowRunner, the new offering from Saber Interactive. They brought you Mudrunner, a spin tyres game, to the console back in 2017. So to start off, let me lay this out for you. I am a Mudrunner fan. I played hundreds of hours of Mudrunner and even platinumed it. So you can take two things away from that. One, I like these rather niche off-roady driving sim type games. And two, I know what I'm talking about when it comes to SnowRunner. Here's the rub on what SnowRunner is. It's a slow-paced, methodical, off-road driving sim, focused on traversing challenging terrain. The gameplay is built around missions which are essentially fetch and delivery quests. Think Death Stranding, but on wheels. Obviously, if you've played Mudrunner, then the underlying idea is very familiar. However, the size of the maps, the quests, and even the vehicles and terrain have been turned up to 11. To put this in a comparable game design progression example, think Assassin's Creed 1, bit rough, but the bones are something special. Now think Assassin's Creed Odyssey, a huge improvement over the previous games, to the point where there's almost too much to manage for the player. That's SnowRunner over Mudrunner. However, it's not all rainbows and lollipops. In simple terms for newcomers to the runner spin tyres type games, the missions work like this. Pick wood, bricks, a fuel tanker up from point A and drive it across some of the roughest, muddiest, snow-covered roads you can imagine to point B, using the right truck with the right tyres and the trusty winch to drag yourself out of problems. All while managing fuel consumption, damage to suspension, gear ratios and the all-wheel drive differentials. Now a weird road angle, a random boulder, some deep water or a big snowdrift can all be major problems on the voyage though. And that's the game. Now the world maps are massive, with towns and rivers, mountain trails which all feel 10 times bigger than the 2017 Mudrunner. The UI has had a huge improvement too, thankfully. Mudrunner fans, you guys will know what I'm talking about. The vehicles are big brand trucks and SUVs from the USA and Russia, all with a raft of attachment, tyres, engines, accessories, paint jobs that can be found around the world or unlocked with money earned from doing missions. And many of these are also locked behind a player level system. Now by my rough count, the smaller tasks plus the larger company contracts on the Michigan maps, the Alaska maps and in Russia all add up to well over 50 times the amount of actual missions from the original Mudrunner. Like that's lots and lots of gameplay, so big bang for bucks compared to the previous game. The maps themselves are gorgeous and have had a big upgrade from the previous game. They have huge variety from rolling hills to rural outlooks to oppressive ice-covered mountains to literal bogs that no vehicle that should be able to navigate. But there are a couple of gripes. The new leveling system is so slow to progress, that is, the amount of XP rewarded after each mission is tiny. After well over 10 hours of playing, I hadn't even passed level 7. Now there are vehicles that require level 25 plus to even unlock, which at a guess would require 40 to 50 hours of gameplay to get anywhere near, which is fine for a hardcore fan like me, but for newcomers to the series it may be a bit frustrating, but the game is paced that way. The game is already slow in gameplay. It is still a shame that the progression is needlessly painfully slow as well. I'm also torn on the Ubisoftification of the world maps. Basically there's just so many icons on the map that it all becomes sort of static. Sure, it gives player choice, but there is inherently a lack of specific purpose or direction. It's not like there is a cohesive story that pushed me along in a particular direction. In MudRunner, there was a map with one mission: go to A, get cargo, take it to B, which was way too simple. But SnowRunner has gone the other way and had everything imaginable thrown at the map, just like an Assassin's Creed game. Overall, it just felt like it lacked a bit of curation. Now, the UI, as I mentioned, has had a massive improvement, except for the screen text is just too small, and the symbols for the various cargoes to locate are out and out just stupid small and too similar. It's too hard to tell the difference between bricks or concrete or consumable containers. It's just impossible at times unless you can get right up close and remember what each little symbol is, and then go back to your map and try and reference where do I pick that stuff up from. It's just not quite laid out right. Thankfully, the winch interface has had a huge improvement, with the fast winch being super easy to use and a very quick way to get yourself out of trouble. The camera in MudRunner was, well, an absolute dog, I'll be frank. And it has had a sizable improvement in SnowRunner. I would say it's about 95% fixed. It still has some weird quirks, especially when towing a trailer. You'll swing the camera over the top of the vehicle to look at either side, and as it passes across the trailer, you get this weird glitch or a weird bump, and it's just not smooth. But like I said, much better than the previous game. The only other thing is I've had a couple of hard crashes. Over the course of about 20 hours, I had 2 hard locks, which dumped the PS4 back to its opening menu. But that's about it. Technically though, runs pretty smooth. Okay, SnowRunner is super niche. It requires patience and planning and the ability to just kind of get in the zone and forget about how long something is taking to do. Especially with the new leveling system being so painfully slow to dish out rewards. My tip is don't chase the rabbit, just sit back and enjoy the drive. If you want a game that is totally unique to the PS4, this is worth a look, as there is literally no other game like it. And if, dear comrade, you are a MudRunner like me, then this is a no-brainer. Just go and buy it. Rightio, well, that's enough from me. I hope you enjoyed the review and I hope it's a help to you. Remember to click on the subscribe button, maybe give us a like, and remember to check out the rest of our stuff at Koru-Cottage.com. Thanks very much.